Hello guys. So as you can see, I screwed up. So I didn't record an intro for this. I think I was just so excited. So anyways, this is Editing Nikki. Now I'm doing a little intro. So for all of you who are new here, hi, hello, my name is Nikki. I'm usually a little bit more put together. Welcome to my channel. This is my channel, Plants, Pots, and Whatnots. And for those of you who are gluttons for punishment and are just coming back for more, thank you so much. It is amazing to see all of you. Thank you so much for coming. So today I am putting together what I am calling a rare plant terrarium. Rare is subjective. You guys know what I'm going with that anyways. So it's not your typical little, or not all typical little terrarium type plants. It's kind of like a little bit of everything. Anyway, I was really excited for this project. I got some cool stuff to put in there. Very excited to show you. So I'm just going to stop yammering on and let you go ahead and watch this video. Thank you so much. Sorry about the screwed up intro. I love you guys. Okay, here is the start of the project. So I picked up this fish tank about 6 months ago, probably, anticipating on actually putting fish in it and whatever. However, after sleeping on it for 6 months, I decided that I want to turn it into a terrarium instead. So I've been picking up things along the way. I do have some more things that are coming, but I'm just going to start the process. I want to get it all cleaned out. The person that had it obviously had fish gravel in here, so I've got to vacuum that all out. I want to try to clean all of this up. Hard water on fish tanks is usually quite difficult to get off, but I'm going to try. And we'll just get it all cleaned up, and maybe we can, start putting some of our layers in here. And yeah, so this is the start of it. Now for the vacuum. Okay. So we got it clean. I think it looks pretty good. I wasn't able to get a lot of this off, but you're not going to see that anyway. The important part is that the inside is clean, disinfected. The outside has all been cleaned. And I think it looks pretty good. I mean, for like a used tank, she's looking all right. So our next order of business is to get our drainage layer put together. So in order to do that, and we need that so that the water doesn't sit and keep the soil soggy. So I'm going to go ahead and use leca for that because I have a whole bunch of leca, and as you guys know, I'm not a fan. I don't do leca. And so I figured this was a great opportunity to use that up so it's not wasting it. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my leca, and I'm hoping I have enough to fill the bottom of this 30-gallon tank. Okay, so I got my leca, and I don't know if it's going to be enough. I don't think it's going to. Let's go ahead and actually not too bad. That's perfect. Woohoo! Okay, I don't think that could have worked out any more perfect if I tried. Okay, so now I'm going to use the separation layer. So I'm going to use a piece of garden fabric, usually the kind that you lay down in a garden before you put the soil down. It kind of blocks weeds. It's a weed blocker. That's the word I was looking for. So let me grab that, cut it to size, and we will get that laid down. Okay, so we got our mesh down there, and it's a little awkward. It doesn't stay quite right until you get the actual substrate on top. So that's fine. So I think I'm going to do a combination for my substrate of fine bark, cocoa chips and husk, some perlite, a little bit of charcoal. Let's just go ahead and make it. Okay, so I'm going to mix everything in here. I'm going to use some of this mix that I already have pre-made, which is composed of some potting soil, cocoa husk and a little bit of cocoa bark, like fine pieces of orchid bark, and charcoal. But I am going to mix some other things in here as well to make it a little bit more chunky. Okay, let's see. We'll probably have to make more. This is definitely not going to be enough, but this is the biggest container that I have at the moment. I am going to use a lot of spag moss and just mix it right in here after I drop it on the floor. The plants that I'm going to be putting in here are going to appreciate this kind of mix. It's light, but it's moisture retentive. So I'm going to be putting just a couple small aroids, some begonias, and those types of things. So this is going to be just a really chunky, moisture retentive, well draining mix. More on the floor. Some dog fur. Cool. I find too, when you make this kind of mix for terrariums and stuff, it really does give it a more natural look. So you have that like sort of more of a forest floor kind of vibe, if that makes any sense at all. Okay, I'm gonna put more soil in there, maybe a little more bark. There we go. Okay, I do want to put some more charcoal in here too because it's a terrarium. I want to make sure that it doesn't get, you know, stinky, and this also helps to purify the soil as well as the water that flows through. Just keeps everything fresh instead of getting kind of stagnant. Okay, we can mix that more up when it's in there. So let's go ahead and put this in and see how we're doing. So the first layer, you just want to set down kind of gently to make sure that you don't mess up your bottom layer there. Oh boy. You know, not like I just did. So basically the reason for this barrier layer here is so that the water can go through your mix layer down in through here, but your actual substrate can't get down in through there. So if there's any water that gets all the way down to the bottom, it sits down in the leca as opposed to up here in your soil. So I think I'll probably need 2 batches of this. We need it fairly thick so that the roots of the plant are able to actually, you know, bury themselves down into the soil. But for now, I'm just getting that first layer down so that we can hold that barrier down, and then we can just dump away. Okay, I think we've got it so that it's not going anywhere. So let's go ahead and dump the rest of this in. actually might be okay. No, I think we might need a little bit more. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make a little bit more. Okay, I got a second layer in there, and I think that's gonna work out quite nicely. Now, I do have some more stuff coming, so this is kind of gonna be a work in progress, but I got, you know, some little, you know, sticks and, you know, these sorts of things. There. I have some spider, what's it called? Spider wart? Or spider something. And it is more like a spindly thing, so it'll kind of come up and look a little bit more viney. So those will be here this weekend. So I'm thinking I might actually put a couple of the plants in here. I can always kind of move them a little bit if I have to this weekend, but I don't want to plant the plants in a pot and then have to like take them out and re-put them in here. So I think I might just put them in here now. Maybe not. I don't know. What do you guys think? Okay, so here's how it's looking so far. I forgot that I had this big piece of driftwood, so I used that, and then what I think I'm gonna do is go ahead and plant it. Originally I wanted something like on the back, but I think I'm just gonna leave it open. If I decide to change my mind down the road, I can do that. But for now, I'm just gonna leave that open. Soon there'll be, you know, big enough plants in here that really you're not gonna see a whole lot of open space anyways. So, and then I can fit these little pieces of driftwood in if I choose to. We'll see what happens. I don't want to overplant it, but there is a lot of space in here. So I'll get the plants all kind of put in there, and then we'll see what else we can put in and how that looks. But the other thing I liked about this one, I had this big hole in it. So I kind of stuffed some of the substrate in here as well. And we can even put something in here. I was thinking maybe even my imbricata, my Hoya, and have that kind of, you know, do its thing in there. So many possibilities that I'm just excited for all of them. Okay, let me grab some of the plants that I'm going to be using today, and we'll go ahead and get some plants put in this baby. Hi! Oh goodness. Hi. Okay, I'm wearing a grubby shirt, but I've been doing grubby work, so I thought I would just stop here and show you some of the plants that I have chosen as potentials to go in this terrarium. I'm like really excited because I think it's looking really good. So I did get a couple plants specifically for it. One isn't going to come for a while, but I didn't know that when I ordered it, so whatever. Anyway, so this little guy here is a, oh no, it keeps leaving my head. It'll come to me, but anyway, there it is. I don't really know if you can see it in the bag. And then I have this cute little begonia that I can't recall the name of, but it's cute. And then of course I have this guy, which somebody on my video where I hauled this just said it might be a Brevi or Ramosa, I don't even know how to say that, exotica, because apparently the regular form has more red and this one has more pink. So I don't know. I have my, oh, you can't see any of that down here. Okay, I have my little philodendron Pearl Marks Fantasy, who really could use, I think, a more moist environment for the time being. I mean, he's growing a new leaf, but it's really small, and I think he would do really well in here. I also have this guy. So this is a shingler. It's a philodendron. It is not a Brantianum. It is called a mottled Phytsilicardo? Fitz is something. Anyway, really, really cute, very shiny. And they almost, the leaves, the newer ones almost have like a peachy hue to them. It's a really, really pretty little plant. So I thought that would be kind of cute in here. I was also given this adorable little begonia, which I think, I'm not entirely sure what it is. It kind of looks, no. Okay, I thought it was maybe like the one that I have. This one looks like it might be a cane begonia. I'm not really sure what one this is. But anyway, there it is. So we can possibly fit that guy in there. I wanted to have some different textures and different colors in here. And then I have this tiny little pink princess who's super cute. Little pink princess. I have a little cutting of Rhaphidophora cryptantha. Cute. I also grabbed these guys too. These are just some Siltepecana cuttings. I don't know whether I'll use them or not, but I grabbed them anyway. And then this is the new guy that I just got. And this is a Piper, oh, I'll put it on the screen because I can't remember. But really pretty Piper. You could probably see it better if I took it out of the plastic. Anyway, I will take it out of the plastic once I am done here. Oh, there's a fungus gnat in there. Get out. Anyway, so that's kind of what I've got. I do have some other options as well if I want to stick them in here, but I think I'm just going to start with this. I don't want to overwhelm myself. I just want to get a few things in there that I know I want in there, and then I can kind of like go from there. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let me reposition the camera and then we'll go ahead and get some of these plants planted in there and see how it looks. Okay, so I'm thinking I kind of want to work from the back to the front. I know that these begonias will be faster growers than a couple of the others. So I'm thinking that I might put that one right in the back corner. Can you see that? All right, let's dig a little hole. And these begonias are already potted in moss. So I'm just gonna actually take this and just put it right down in there. There we go. Just kind of cover up some of that existing moss, and she will grow quite nicely in there. Right up into that corner. So that'll look nice, I think. And then let's see what we've got going on in this little begonia. So it looks like there's actually a couple plants in here. So we could split them up, or we could plant them all in one lump. What do you guys think? Should I just plant them all together? I think I'm actually going to take this leaf off, and I'll throw that in water, see if I can grow some more. It's kind of like chewed. I think I am just going to plant them all together. I tuck them in right there. I think I might put them in this corner. Let's dig a little spot for them. Make sure that their roots are nice and covered. There we go. Like I said, if I get this all done and I don't like how it looks or something about it that I don't like, I can always move things around. It's not the end of the world. I think I kind of like this Piper planted like here and maybe crawling up here. What do you think? Let's go ahead and get him out of here. I just cleaned this house and now I'm making a terrible mess of it again. Story of my life. Okay, so this guy is in soil, so that's fine. I'm just going to pop him right down there anyway. So there is a closer up look of his leaves. It's a really pretty little Piper. So I think I'm going to plant this guy right in here. Nice little hole for him. Right down in there. Probably gonna have to play with that guy a little bit. Not loving how it looks. Might have been easier or better on this side maybe. I don't know. Let's get a couple more plants in and then we'll see what it looks like. I do want this guy so that you can see him. I want him to make a statement. So I'm wondering maybe right here. Let's try him right here. I'll probably end up rearranging things a zillion times before I get a look that I want. Because, you know, that's how I do. Trying to hide that little piece as much as I can. There we go. Okay, I think that looks nice right there. She looks pretty. This Piper is gonna give me grief, I know it. So I think the best place for this philodendron would be like right here, and it can kind of climb up here. I think that's the idea. All right, well, let's try that. First, she needs to come out of that pot. I should just leave it on that pole. Or does it look too unnatural? What do you guys think? I could put it right at the back. We'll try that. Okay, I'm gonna give her a little spray down actually. That moss is pretty dry. It's probably good enough for now. This whole thing will get a spray down when I'm done anyways. I think that's okay. I don't know. I could change my mind later. We'll see what happens. Okay. So I think because we have pink on this side, it makes sense that I put the princess over on this side. So I'm not sure, maybe like right here. Ugh. Look, Piper. Okay. There we go. Got our little pink princess in there. So this little Paleonia is quite small, so I'm just going to put him down in the front here. Looks like he's got some good roots. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put him... Look, Piper! I'm going to set him to root right down in this little crevice here. And then this piece will grow one way and the other piece will grow the other way, and then it will look cute. Alright, so all snuggled in there. Just trying to tuck a bit more moss in and around. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. Once it fills in too, you kind of have to visualize what it will look like as opposed to what it looks like now. If we put too many plants in there, once everything starts to fill in, you're not going to be able to see anything. It's just going to look like a jungle. And I mean, we want to be able to see the individual plants for what they are. So having said that, I think I'm going to put these two other ones that I've got out, maybe 3. All right, let's see what else I got. Okay, so I think we are pretty much done here. So let me try to get you over here. I'll give you like a full rundown of how it looks once I get it in its position of where it's going to be. This light is getting a little much. Is that better? Can you see it? Okay, so I went ahead and put this little silver dragon down here. There was a little baby growing on my big plant, so I popped him out. I had to repot my dragon anyway because the roots were crazy. So I have that in there. I went ahead and put those butterworts in there, as you see, and then the big one in the back. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it looks, so I'm going to try to go ahead and put a couple pieces of the branch in there and see how it looks. If it doesn't look good, then I'll just take it out. And then we will go ahead and get it put in its spot with the light, and then I will come back and show you guys the finished product, all cleaned up and watered and decorated and looking fabulous. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, I hope this is going to be bright enough, but here is the final look at the tank. So I got the other pieces for it, came in about 10-15 minutes ago, so I got everything set up. So I got the other little pieces of little spidery branches. I don't even know what you call them. I don't even know. In there, I've got all the plants in there, and everything is looking so awesome. I'm so happy with the way it turned out. My light came in, and it is this one here. You see that? Nycrew. So that looks really good, and what's kind of cool about this one, check this out. So you can either have it on this daylight look, or you can have this blue look. So like I'm totally turning that on at night. Also, if you didn't know, so this aquarium light is white and blue. So it's got the daylight look, and then you've got the blue light. So blue light actually is responsible for more of the healthy, strong foliage and foliage growth, whereas like your pink and stuff like that is more, or your red I guess, is for like flowering and fruiting. So anyway, I thought that was like super cool that it had both of those different modes. So I'm going to turn on that blue one at night, and I think it's going to look really cool. Anyway, I love how it looks. So we've got everything in here. We have my little alocasia silver dragon baby, or the pup that was growing on my main plant. We have that begonia way in the back there that I can't remember what it's called to put on the screen. We have my little begonia breviamosa, I don't know, it's long. I always say breviamosa. I know there's like more EI or IRs in there somewhere. Anyway, apparently this is an exotica, because exoticas are pink and just the breviamosa is red. So this is a pink one. So I guess it's the exotica. Super pretty. It's got a new leaf on the way there. We have a couple butterworts that I've just kind of like stuck in and around. We have my little Burl Marks Fantasy right there. We have the Rhaphidophora cryptantha. We have the Peleonia right here. Behind that we have my pink princess, and then my special angel begonia. A big butterwort, sorry. This beautiful piper that I got from Chloe at You Grow Glen Coco, and I love it. Back there in the back we have my mottled, philodendron mottled I never say that right. Yeah, and that's all I've got in here right now. I didn't want to like overdo it right off the hop. But I love how it turns out. I was able to get all of the hard water stains off the tank and everything. If you want to watch the whole behind the scenes process and me unboxing a lot of this stuff, that will be in my first vlog for Vlogmas on the 1st of December, which is actually a Tuesday. So that will be in that. I was supposed to do some Christmassy stuff in that video, but as you will see, we didn't quite make it there. So I explain it a little bit more in that video. Anyway, also, so what I've done here is I clean up the lid, I put the lid on, I put the light on, so it's got the glass like a normal aquarium does, and then the light will sit on top of that. And then in the back, just to cover that spot that normally would have the filter and the heater and that sort of thing, I just went ahead and put that piece of bubble wrap over top of it. And since I have done that, I don't know if you can see this here. Can we, oh, I don't know if you can see that. That's pretty dark. Okay, well, you're gonna have to take my word for it. It's 24.1 degrees, and it has raised to 90% humidity. So that's awesome in there. And then just like I do with my greenhouse and my grow tent, about once a week, I'll just open it up and air it out. We don't want that, like this one, as opposed to like my greenhouse and grow tent, there's no fan or air movement in there, and plants do need air circulation. So once a week or so, maybe more often than that, I'll just open it up, let it air out a little, give it another little spray, and then close it back up. I love it. Anyway, I love it. I'm so happy with how it turned out. I love that it's in my bedroom and I can wake up and look at this thing every single day. Now I just have to get the rest of the stuff off of my dresser. I will stop rambling. Oh, because I do so much. And I will thank you so very much for watching this video. If you get to the end and you have made it this far, you guys are my loves. You guys are my super trooper friends to the end. I want you to go ahead and put a little fish emoji. Find a fish or a fish tank or something and go ahead and put a little fish emoji on there just to let me know that you made it all the way till the end. And oh my gosh, I love you to pieces. Thank you guys so much for liking and watching and commenting and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. It is a huge, humongous help to my channel, and I really do appreciate it. I would like to wish all of you beautiful people an amazing and wonderful day, night, week, month, and year. I love you all to bitty bits, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah! Okay. Oh fuck!
Right?
So I swear I just turned the camera on. Ah. I have to edit that part out.